Greetings, viewers. What we have here is another one of these Asus Q87M-E CSM boards. It had an i5 4440 on it, but I have upgraded it to an i7 4770. It's got 8 gigs of RAM on it. I can't get it to recognize DDR3 1600, so 1333 is the best that it will do. I may see if I can upgrade beyond the 8 gigs, or I may just not, because this is going into my file server, and I don't think it really needs more than 8 gigs anyway, because it's not like it's running virtual machines or anything, but I just figured if it was going to get a RAM upgrade, 16 gigs might have been worthwhile. Unfortunately, I am also stuck with the OEM BIOS on this, because the Easy Flash 2 utility won't flash the actual non-OEM BIOS to this, because it thinks that it's outdated. So, that's a little irritating. I may have to see if I can get the non-OEM BIOS from work, because I do have it there, and see if it will flash that. But it might not even flash that, because I think that that version number is lower than that, and so it's not going to flash that either. So we might be just stuck with the OEM BIOS. If you remember, that file server had the B85 gigabyte board in it that failed, and I replaced it with a P8Q77-M or something, that Asus board with the i5 3570 on it. So I'm going to upgrade it back. But there's one more thing I need to do, because we had a hardware failure. Take a look at the drive roster. Notice something missing. Drive F is missing. What is Drive F? I think you can spot it very easily in that list. This was Drive F. So I don't know what happened, but it is very clearly busted. And it just died out of the blue, so I'm a little irritated by that, because it means that I'm going to have lost some data. And I know that I lost some data. Lots of the curve videos are gone. I think pretty much all of them are gone, which is really, really, really annoying. So, I don't know. Maybe this can be recovered if I put it in a different system. Maybe not. Probably not. So, out it comes. I gotta replace it with another one, so we might as well. At least I have some of the data backed up, so instead of losing 2 terabytes worth of data, I'm only maybe going to lose about, 200 gigabytes or so. Which is not that bad in the grand scheme of things. It's not like it can't be replaced. Here is the new drive that's going to be going into the machine. Now, I know that it's a WD Purple surveillance drive, but I wanted the red, and I was only able to get one, and I wanted to save that one for another project. So we'll go ahead and we'll put this one in the machine. It's probably not that much different from a red drive anyway, unless perhaps this is a 7200 RPM drive, because I know that the red drives are 5900 RPM, so they're a little bit slower. I've got the new board installed, and I think I have all of the things I need to put in it, although I did want to install a fan, I think, when I changed this board. So I may have to see if I can dig up a cooling fan or something that'll actually fit on this. Out with the old, in with the new. Now I just have to power this up, and I've forgotten some of the peripherals, which is great. And I'm going to get the drive prepared, make sure it's not dead out of the box. And then we can put the system back. Oh, I wanted to upgrade the RAM to 16 gigs, didn't I? We may try that as well, using the existing RAM. But all of that means nothing if the system doesn't function. It posts. That's a good sign. I'm going to go into setup. And just make sure that it sees all the drives. Yep, it sees them. So we're good on that. Well, that sucks. The fan that I chose to install appears to have bad bearings, so I guess I'll be replacing the fan. That'll be the first thing that I do. Okay. Does at least power on. That's a good sign. Alright, cool. I do have to go ahead and change the Ethernet MAC address again. Okay. Let's see if we've been fixing it for long enough. Evidently not. It still comes on at least. Here we go. There we go. So there's the hardware portion. Now I gotta get the software portion done. Okay, so here we are with the system. I hope you can see what's going on. I'm trying out this screen recording thing for the first time, so that way we can have maybe some better video. Certainly less complaining about my recording a computer with a camera, but anyway. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to go in here to Delta Copy Client. Now, what I've already done, actually before I do this, before we do that, we'll come back to that. That's how we're going to get the data back onto the drive. What we will do is we will open up the server manager. You maximize it. Go to File and Storage Services and go to Shares. Now our share is obviously not there. The drive has been formatted, so I've already done that. The drive is there. We can check. You can see that it's here. There's no ill effects. Everything seems to be fine. So I want to add a share. I'll make a new share. We'll go ahead with advanced, sure. Select by volume. Volume F. The share name is random, as my computer decides to bring up AMD software for some reason. That's actually the computer I'm recording this with. Random dump of files. That's what it is. It's just an assortment of stuff that I'll go through later. Or never at all, because some of this stuff has been in there for almost a decade. Actually, some of it has been in there for a decade, or even longer. It's not 2020 anymore. So, man, time is fleeting, I'll tell you what. Okay, next. Access-based enumeration. Allow caching of share. I'm not going to do the encryption, because if I do the encryption, then older clients can't actually access it. I found that out the hard way. So then we'll hit next, and we'll go for permissions. So now I gotta do permissions. So I'll just do the usual thing, doing it the way that it was before. Share permissions, everyone can read, but the administrator has the full control. That's the way that it should be. So that's that. Management properties, I'm not going to worry about that. Quota, I'm not going to apply that. Create, so I probably didn't need the advanced, but whatever. Created, there. So now we have our share. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to pause for a second because I actually have to enable something on my firewall in order to make this transfer work. Okay, so now that I've done that, we'll come back to Delta Copy. We will add a new profile. So I'm going to call it Restore from, let's see, what was the restoration? 1/8/2022. We'll put in our server IP address. Now the virtual directory name. I'm not sure what that is going to be. So we'll do that first. Let's test the connection. Connection successful. We'll add a profile. Okay, since rsync is being a complete tool, we're going to do this the old-fashioned way, the proper way, with the Windows tools that actually work. Assuming that I can even connect to the server from this machine. We're going to go to it. Oh, okay, here we are. I forget which drive it's on. Let's see if we can do this. Okay, here we go. Now, this is what I want. I want all of this. So we'll copy it, all 101 items, and we'll come over here, storage 3, shares, random, paste. And that may take a very, very, very long time. But that's okay. An rsync transfer is going to take a very long time too, because it's the same amount of data. It has to transfer it no matter what. So we'll let that do its thing. In the meantime, we can come over here and we can go to the server and make sure that, yes, indeed, our share is there. And we have appropriate permissions. So all of that is good, and that pretty much wraps up the software side of the equation.
And that's pretty much it for the video of the re-upgrade of my file server to Haswell, as well as the replacement of a bad drive. Thank you for watching. If you have any comments, feel free to leave them down below.